calm and quiet day today. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi. Why is it Mario? You got school today, come on. Well, what? School? Are you... Wait a minute. I thought you couldn't go to school during a pandemic. Oh, you can't. But it doesn't mean you can't have school. What do you mean, Mario? You're having online school, Luigi. So you get to go to school, but you get to stay home at the same time. So, you just gotta grab your laptop and get online. Never tried that before. Alright, let's see how this goes. Alright, I'll be back. Dang, where is his laptop? Screw it. Let's have him zoom on a phone. Alright, Luigi. So, here is a phone that you can use because I seem to be unable to find you a laptop. Mario and Yoshi, you guys can go to other locations because I believe you have separate classes this year. Separate classes, that's unique. Alright. Alright, how does this work? Well, you're certainly better with technology than I am, so why don't you figure it out? Okay.
Okay.
Here we go, figuring out how this works.
Yep. Welcome, Luigi.
Alright. What is that recording?
Alright. Good morning, class. My name is Mr. 3, and I will be teaching 12th grade this year, so you may remember me. I used to teach 9th grade. I decided I would be switching this year to teaching 12th grade, and somebody else will be teaching the 9th grade this year, so what I'd like you all to do right now is to put yourselves on mute so that I will be able to explain today's lesson.
Okay. How do I mute myself?
Yeah, you just hit the microphone button.
Icon, I believe.
Okay, good. Alright. I believe we'll be able to move on now. So, today, we're going to be taking a bit of a dive into why this whole pandemic thing happened. I just want to educate you all on how this happened, why it happened, what exactly is a pandemic, and how we can avoid it in the future, because obviously, look at what it has caused, and this is not the optimal way that we should be teaching and stuff, you know, because we're doing this remotely, and usually it's much more beneficial to have this done in person. But this is what we got to work with, and that is what we're going to be doing this year. So, to start, we're just going to be explaining what is a pandemic. So, I'm going to briefly describe what a pandemic is, and then I'll have you guys give some examples of previous pandemics. So, a pandemic is known as something that starts out as a small outbreak, but then eventually reaches multiple countries across the world. That is basically what a pandemic is, and of course it does not have to be a viral pandemic, it can also be bacterial, but it is usually caused by a novel, unknown, not before seen strand of a virus or bacterial infection. So, yeah. And in order for it to actually be a pandemic, it has to spread to multiple countries. And it cannot just be in a single region, it's gotta spread multiple countries throughout different regions of the world. So, since every country is being affected by the pandemic ongoing today, that is why we are considering it a pandemic. And it is of epic proportions, and it is pretty substantial. As you'll see, there are almost, 70 million infections today, and that's pretty concerning, I'll be honest. So, yeah. So, now I'd like you guys to give some examples of pandemics that have been previously seen in the past. So, we'll start with you, Yellow 4. Can you give an example?
The swine flu. Swine flu from 10 years ago.
Good job. Good job, Yellow 4. Alright, so, the swine flu is definitely one example of a pandemic. Any others?
Would that be the, Black Plague?
Yeah, good job, Cody. The Black Plague, that was a good example as well. In fact, it infected about like a third of the world. Alright, I guess if there's no more examples, then we'll just move on. So, next portion is how the coronavirus started. So, the coronavirus started in Wuhan, China, and it is believed to be from one of two sources, either a bat or infected food from a Chinese market. And obviously that is why they are trying to put a stop to these markets today. So, we're gonna move on.
Is this really all I have to do? The whole day just sit here and be in a meeting on Zoom. This is easy, I can just sit back and relax and think about other stuff.
To other countries throughout the world. We're going to start getting into that. 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 We're going to start getting into that.
And the thing about India is it has a much higher and denser population than the United States and China. And well, considering China has a higher population, it also has around double the land size. So that is why it was able to be more easily contained in China than it was in India. And of course, in the United States, it should also be more easily containable. But considering that the United States does not have as strict of a government as India and China does, that is why it has spread so much. And another factor you should consider is that some of the US is actually further north than other parts of the US. And yeah, we have noticed a seasonal-ish trend with the virus as well. So it actually does pertain to spread in colder environments a lot better than it does in warmer environments. So that is why we are getting so many new cases today in the northern hemisphere. Now, before we wrap up this lesson for the day, do I have any questions from you guys? And do I have any concerns or feedback about the online classes? Do you have anything that you would like to tell me before we end the class today? Because I would really like to know, that way I can improve it to your experience, and that way I can fill you in on any knowledge you might have missed or something I need to clarify you on. So, once again, any questions?
Nope. Can I go now?
Okay, you are all dismissed.
Alright, thank you
for
so
showing up
much.
today, and I hope to see.
That was probably the easiest day of school I have had in my entire life.
Alright, well, I see you're done with online school, Luigi, so tell me, how was it?
It was probably the easiest day of school I have had in my life, Wario. All I had to do was just simply be there, and I was able to sit on the couch and just relax at home. It was... yeah, wish I could do that every day, but I know we're gonna be going back to regular school as soon as this pandemic's over.
So I take it you like doing school online better than being in person?
Well, yeah, because I don't have to go anywhere, and I can just show up while sitting on my couch at home. It's pretty easy. I mean, still, it's not as good as not having school at all, but I'll take what I can get, so, yeah. At least I still get something out of online school, that's a plus. I'm just gonna go relax now.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see that you're actually doing well in online school, and as a matter of fact, I think I like something about it too. The fact that I can just be here and make sure that you're in school online, of course, but yeah, I can be monitoring you the whole time. I guess that might not be the best idea, but I'll still check in occasionally just to make sure you're actually participating, alright? Just to make sure. But, yep, enjoy your time with online school while it lasts.
Goodness, finally done with work.
So I see you're home from work, Frank?
Oh, I never left the house, I mean apartment. Work is remote now because of the pandemic, so, yep, doing it all online.
That figures.